All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back tonight. We're playing more We're in Danger, a little horror game I've been developing for a little while now. And we're finishing up a scenario that we started a few weeks ago. Some stuff got in the way to finish it up, but we're playing a scenario called Nunsuaq Station, which is actually a scenario for Death in Space. But we're trying to adapt it and seeing how it works for We're in Danger. And yeah, I think we'll finish it tonight. We'll be good. We're halfway through. Things are crazy. Things are weird. Do y'all, I dropped a little summary for y'all. Do y'all remember things that happened? You remember your characters? You guys doing okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Definitely remember my, key performance indicators and all the other corpo speak nonsense.
Yep. We've got a HR rep. We've got a professor doctor and an android. Because Jeremy's playing a sci-fi game. So it's like 90% chance android type.
This has got to happen.
So yeah.
It's true.
Gotta happen. It's
it
true.
means all is right with the world.
Yes.
Or so
Yeah.
we will tell ourselves.
So, I mean, everything's going to be wrong on Thursday?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So yeah, we've settled into our new schedule. We haven't actually renewed, but we've picked our games as we just finished up some campaigns in our normal schedule. Our Thursday game for the past 6 months, maybe, it's been Legend in the Mist. So we finished that up a couple weeks back. We're going to be starting up the new Coriolis very soon, probably in the next few weeks. Coriolis, the Great Dark, the Flowers of Algrab campaign. So that'll be coming on Thursdays fairly soon. And it has been officially decided by the powers that be in the Saturday group that now that we finished Call of Cthulhu, our Eternalized campaign, which is awesome, we're going to be doing some One Ring. And yeah. So we're doing that again. So my schedule is once again packed. It's a good 2 weeks. But I was like, oh, was this what I could at night? I could just sit on this couch and I could just watch stuff on this screen. I could just do that. I don't have to read anything. I don't got to prep anything. It's weird.
I have time.
Yeah. Do not understand. But yeah, so we're going to do like a mix of things for Wondering. I think we're going to do a little bit of Moria, but not like the whole thing because it's really more of a source book anyway. And a little bit of the new Sauron book probably that they just they have up on pre-order. So I think we're doing a little bit of those two things and kind of go from there. Everyone's already making their characters. So that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks here. I don't know exactly when just yet, but not this week. But soon-ish, the next, 3 to 5 weeks, you're going to see like a full proper schedule again. And then on Mondays, we're going to keep doing this nonsense until everyone's tired of me taking advantage of them to freely play test my game. And then we might play something different.
Never.
Yeah. I just got a new Ruination pilgrimage thing. So maybe we'll do that. Or maybe we'll do some Mythic Bastionland. I know we've been talking about that too.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't hate life. It's okay. It's all right.
What time period relative to the books is One Ring going to be taking place in?
2965. So it's after The Hobbit, but long before. It's like 50 years before the events of Lord of the Rings and everything like that. Okay. So yeah. So after the events of The Hobbit. So yeah.
We rewatched all of the movies last week because when you're not streaming at night, you can watch movies at night.
I had all this time. I was like, what am I going to do with this time at night? Let me watch a 4-hour movie. That'll do it. No. Anyhow, 3 of them, in fact. I don't think we're going to do The Hobbit, though. I think we're good. I think we're okay with that one. We've watched them twice. That's enough. So, anyhow, okay. So let's get started. Ready? You guys good to go?
Yeah. We are ready to go. I looked over my character sheet and saw how much strain and wounds I have. So, yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you so while you're doing that, tell us who you're playing again. Remind us for those people who are watching the stream or didn't just like watch this in future, like back to back. There were weeks in between these two sessions.
So,
Melissa, tell us who you're playing.
So my name is Winifred Atla. By looks, I have kind of poofy blonde hair, a futuristic business suit underneath, kind of spacesuit stuff. And my nature is that I am corpo speak fake. So I'm good at culture, less so at science, and not great at all at muscle-y kind of stuff.
Fantastic.
And I have a fractured wrist.
Did you just play yourself? Is that what you did for this character?
No. I do not have poofy hair.
Yeah, but all the
totally
skills and
different
stuff.
person.
Totally different person.
Oh, okay.
Blonde hair, not poofy. I have a person in mind. I don't do HR, but I have a particular
Her mom's
HR,
got poofy hair.
But brunette. But I have a particular HR person who I worked with years ago, who's actually a lovely human being. But that is sort of who is in my mind that I'm channeling with this character.
Okay, and you've got a wound. You said you get your broken wrist.
I have a fractured wrist, and I am 3 strain into my next one, so I'm 1 strain away from another wound.
Oh my!
Well, that's Melissa dies a lot when we're in danger. You guys notice that? She really does. She just leans into it. I love it. It's great.
Yep.
Sometimes the most disturbing is possible. So speaking of disturbing, Jeremy, who are you playing?
I'm playing myself. No, wait. No, I'm not. I'm playing Unit Designation DR460N, otherwise known as Dragon. Previously of Double Dragon Towing. Some previous events had my fate go askew, so now I'm working for a corporate job. I'm an android. In general, I've got a very customer service driven attitude, because I'm all about the tow and rescue. Get your salvage, save who you can, make people happy. Get those 5 stars.
Wonderful. Fantastic. And then finally, Joe, tell us about your character.
Yeah, I'm playing Professor Dr. Edgar Pimsley. He is kind of nerdy. He's got really thick glasses that are like strapped onto his head with like thick rubber straps. I put his nature as stupidly curious and cowardly. So
I love stupidly curious.
Yeah. I really want to know what that button does, but why don't you push it for me?
Yes.
Yeah. I actually really like stupidly curious.
He's a little bit hurt. Yeah. He bit his tongue.
Oh yeah.
That's right. I remember that. Oh goodness.
It's healing a little bit.
Okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't get infected and something like that. So. Okay. Professor Dr. Edgar Pimsley. Okay. Anyhow. All right. Let's do a quick summary so everyone remembers everything. So all of you, the basic premise is you all are representatives of Conbina Corp. You have been sent to a remote moon called Nunsuaq of the planet Ogre, specifically a place called Nunsuaq Station, which is a subaquatic science facility that's deep below the ice, and you're in some kind of ocean area, right? Your primary objective is to make the facility's like annual supply run, but you have a secret and secondary objective, which is to check in on the station's lead scientist, Dr. Ballarda. Some recent communications between Dr. Ballarda and the company have indicated that there has been the possible discovery of new life, but then subsequent communications became cryptic and elusive, and then they stopped entirely. In the Corp, Conbina, they think that Dr. Ballarda might be trying to sell this discovery to a different Corp, and they want you to figure out what's going on. So you all landed your shuttle on the surface. There was only one thing on the surface, and that was basically the small hangar, some solar panels, etc. There was definitely some signs of weird stuff in the hangar, some sabotage. The communications room looked to have been busted up a little bit. You saw some weird shadows at times as well. You had to take an elevator, a little lift down into the ocean. It took about 15, 20 minutes or so to get down there. And eventually you reached the station and you immediately noticed some stuff was going on. The systems were fluctuating, like especially the lights were kind of going in and out sort of strangely. No one greeted you. And then you went into the mess hall, you went into the kitchen, and that's when you discovered human bodies that had been stitched together. They were animated. At one point, they got very aggressive and you got into a fight with them. You took care of them, though. You guys survived, took some little injuries here and there. You looked around a bit. You found a maintenance hatch that went down one level into a med bay. And that's where you found a body that had been surgically stretched in some fashion. And you found a scientist who appeared babbling nonsensically against the wall. Dr. Zhang didn't really give you a ton of great information, but seemed to just kind of be out of their mind in some way. And then you decided to leave the med bay and you pushed through a door that had been marked with android fluid, so chrome fluid. And it had a warning written on the wall and it said, "Do not disturb." So you open that door, you go inside. Definitely some kind of research labs. what it looks like, but you notice that there was a pair of androids that had been stretched out in pools of their own internal fluid, connected to some kind of generator or something like that. And as you were standing there, the station's emergency comm started signaling this automatic life support system. It basically says life support systems have begun to fail. And that is where we left off. So let's go ahead. Let's pick back up right in that moment. You're standing here, the three of you. Just to sort of refresh your memory, you've come in through, we'll just use cardinal directions to make it easy. You've come in through like a western edge into these labs, and you can see that it's almost like these two cubbies connected by kind of a small tunnel, almost like submarine type doors, right? You see these chromes on the ground, these androids on the ground. They're stretched out, their backs have been cut open, and you can see various wires and processors have been exposed and connected through different wires to some kind of generator. And you also notice that on the other side of them, there are two human-looking bodies that look not unlike some of the others that you've seen that have been surgically altered. Stitches where like maybe an arm, a mismatching arm connects to a shoulder that doesn't seem right, or the face has been like removed and then restitched on. And you can see that they're kind of tangled up in some wires on the eastern of these two connected labs. They don't seem to immediately react to you upon entry, but this is what you see. What would you all like to do at this moment as the warning about the life support systems going down continues to echo?
Can we see what the generator is doing? Like you said, the androids are like attached to a generator thing. Is it obviously
Absolutely.
powering something?
Do you have any kind of science expertise or anything?
My expertise was chemistry.
Okay, give us a science test then.
Okay.
And just to see how much you have to poke around to figure out what's going on. And
Okay.
the more you poke around, the more dangerous it could become.
Got 2 6s, a 4, and a 2, and my science is a 1, so no fumbles.
Okay.
2 hits.
You're all set, no problem. You can figure this out without getting in there and having to disconnect or reconnect some wires, and so potentially exposing you to some problems, and without even really getting too close to these chromes who look inactive, but who knows? It looks to be like the generator is creating some kind of electromagnetic field. It doesn't seem like it's powering the station or the labs in some way, but it seems to be creating some kind of electromagnetic field, a localized field. It doesn't look like it's covering maybe the whole station, but it could just be this lab or these two connected labs in some way. And it does seem to be currently active right now.
Okay. Do you have any sensors or anything built into you? I'm gonna turn to Jeremy and see if I can.
I'm afraid I did not equip myself with anything of that nature. I sometimes do have something of that thing if we're searching for a vessel, but for today I thought we were just meeting a person and would possibly need to cut open a door. I apologize.
That's fine. Do you feel like different in this room or anything? It's got some field. I don't notice anything.
I believe what I am experiencing is what you would call discomfort. I do not like the way this looks. I don't want to be like that.
I'm the same.
I hate to interrupt this office banter, but I do believe that our primary objective, if the life support systems are failing, our protocol 126.3 should be to ensure that life support systems are returned to normal functioning before proceeding any further.
We should make it so. Where would they be located?
And so she's going to pull up her corporate tablet that should kind of give some indication about where and how she might go about addressing this issue.
Yeah, so you guys did actually get a basic schematic layout of the station. I think you actually did it yourselves as opposed to it was provided, but I can't remember. But you have a basic layout. You obviously don't know the condition of some of these places, but you know in good times what it would have been like or whether or not they've repurposed any of these things, even before the craziness has gone down. But you know that you are on, again, we're just going to use cardinal directions, the northernmost section of the second level, the lower level. There's two levels, and you are on the northernmost side. Through the western hatch goes back to the mid bay, and you have these like extended two pockets, these two pods of labs. And further east from here, if you were to continue onto the other side of these labs, there's basically some storage facility stuff over there. Out through the southern hatch in this room will take you back towards the elevator, which is the basic way to go back up to the main level and then eventually take the lift all the way up to the surface. You guys went down an emergency hatch instead. On the other side of that elevator, on the southern side of this station, you know that there is both a pod for life support that has various, heating, ventilation, air supply, electricity, stuff like that. And then also beyond that, there is some kind of observational dome for whatever it was that they were observing in these dark, icy waters of Nunsuaq.
So just to be sure, I had the corporate tablet and I had one tech use left of the corporate tablet. So does that kind of take that final use of that bit of tech that I have?
No. Because like this is just information you have now. You're not using it for anything different. So no.
Okay, perfect. And so since we've identified that I'm playing myself, she does that thing where you're holding up a map and then you reposition yourself to figure out where you're supposed to go. So it would, oh, no, not this way. No, I need to go. Yes, that way. We need to go.
I think we're here.
That way. No, yes, you're right. No, gotta do it this way. Yes, to the south. That's where there's a pod for life support. Everyone ready to follow me there, or do we need to do anything else here first?
You can gladly follow, or I can walk in front if you would like, ma'am.
This machine thing that's like putting off the field, does it look like... I mean, obviously the android's rigged to it is kind of thrown together, but is the machine itself kind of thrown together, or is it like...
Yeah. It definitely looks like it has been jury-rigged in some way. That whoever pieced this together literally sacrificed these chromes to get the needed device, the needed power to actually get this up and running. So it's possible that this might have been a standard operating piece of equipment, but it has certainly been changed to operate slightly differently. But from what you could tell, it was creating this localized field around these labs. Why? It's unclear.
Okay. Are the androids that are torn apart, are they like resembling the modified like people and stuff? Does it look like whoever?
No, they look like chromes.
Torn apart.
They look just like chromes, just like Dragon, for instance, except they have had their artificial synth flesh kind of cut into, and you can see some of their innards have been pulled out and have been sort of spliced and rewired and plugged into this generator. They don't look like they have suffered the kind of Frankensteinian stitching that you've seen elsewhere.
Seems more purposeful and less artistically weird.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. I don't know what that does. I think we'll leave it on, though, because whoever put it together is probably less crazy than the guy that's been sewing everyone together. So I trust them over everything else I've seen.
You're very brave.
In the south, we can also see in the observation area what there is to see as well. So, Dragon, yes, I will follow you.
Excellent. That would be the best thing to do for safety protocol.
Okay, so you're moving in the direction of the life support, I'm assuming? Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
So you're going through this, you're pushing open this southern hatch. Again, these are all very like submarine style spin and then like, so like you open them up. So it doesn't look like they're electronically bound in any particular way. So you push them open. There's this like horrible creaking. You hear the sounds of like the second lab that you guys didn't necessarily explore. You just hear them moving about, those two like re-fleshed individuals, but they're tangled up in these wires that have been ripped down, and they don't seem to kind of chase after you. They move a bit. It looks like more like they're stuck, but otherwise it's very silent as you open up and you push through this small little hall that connects to the next pod, and you hear the sounds of like dripping. Light flickers again, and you can see a very dark landing room where the elevator would come up, this big cargo elevator that takes up almost like half the room. As you take a few steps, you can feel splashes, like there's little puddles here and there. You're not sure if it's water, but it's something. And you hear the sounds of and as the lights flicker out, they flicker back on, you see this kind of like strobe effect of what looks like a person, but instead of being like standing upright bipedal, it looks instead like a person's torso has had 2 extra legs stitched into it just underneath the breast, and they're almost like hunched over in this quadrupedal style position, but then centaur-like have these 2 arms, and neither arm is matching, and they're just reaching out. And you're out front there, they're dragon. They look at you, and then suddenly they start charging right in your direction.
Oh no!
So you guys are in a conflict. I need Dragon. You start us off. What do you do as this Frankensteinian centaur charges after you?
The only logical response is to go full Conan on it and just chop out the legs on this horse's part. So take the jaws of life and just sweep down at the legs, hoping to make it tumble.
All right, man. Give it a rip. That sounds great.
Sweep the legs.
Okay.
Sweep the legs.
Yep, I'm gonna sweep the leg. So I've got my jaws life. They were at a 5, so now they'll be at a 4 because I've used it once, right? Like degrades
Yep,
down.
you got it correct. So
gotcha.
Yeah, so we're playing with like these modified rules I have for the science version. So they're using specialized tech, which the more you use it, the more it depletes, but you get like higher bonuses in the beginning, and those bonuses deplete over the course of the game. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, give it a go, man.
I'm really glad I did that because I would like to. I've got 2 5s, a 3, and a 1. I would love to turn that 1 into a 5. And have 3 successes.
Nice. Right. Nice.
So you come charging at it. You're trying to take out its legs, and you do. You take out one of the legs. You just hack through it, and you can see the stitching tears, and it creates this horrible gash on the chest. Where like you can start to see the rib cage that has been clearly broken and rearranged just flops down. You see maybe an organ falls out, but you only took out 1, and there's 3 other legs, and there's these 2 mismatched arms that are now reaching out to grab you and choke you. Okay. So
oh gosh.
It's going to come back at you. Okay. All right. This is gonna target. Yeah, it's going to target you, recent PC.
That's fair.
And I need you.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to roll sort of a culture check. So a culture is kind of like composure, keeping yourself together. So this thing is reaching out. You're fending it off, but it is just so strong. And like as it gets really close, you see the face is kind of split in 2. You see there's 2 faces that have been stitched together, and it's not just causing like physical pain, but like your programming is not computing what it's seeing. So give me a little culture test to keep your cool in this moment as it's thrashing down on you.
My culture's not terrible. I'm trying to think of a way to try and argue for like a pilot having quick reflexes and being able to take in a scene really quickly and respond to it.
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have quick reflexes. Sure. You could take one. Yeah, and you're helping out Dr. Edgar Pimsley.
Yes.
Oh, holy poop. Joe's such good luck.
Oh, wait, you know what? I probably shouldn't allow the piloting one. You're not
That's
really
fair.
piloting anything, are you?
I get it.
You're not
I'd like-
really piloting.
I'm
If you were
reaching.
operating, if you were
I hear you.
operating something, I'd probably allow it. But this, I think, is probably a reach.
That's fair. But still, the assist is nice.
Yep, absolutely.
God bless you. Okay.
A Joe
so,
assist is always nice.
A Joe
the
assist
best.
is always nice. I have a 2, so it's going to be 1 against me. But thanks to his assist, I could turn this 4 into a success, and then my 5 and my 6 are good. So
3
if 2
success.
successes make it, I could cancel out my fumble.
Okay,
And then have
So
2
you're going to
successes.
cancel out that fumble. You're going to do some extra damage. So this thing's reaching out and trying to choke you, but you're a chrome. So you're getting choked right now, but it's not really affecting you. You don't necessarily need oxygen, but you're just kind of keeping your cool, and you're occupying 2 of its arms as it's just... So you've cut one of its legs off. You're occupying 2 of its arms. This disgusting face is... But you're not panicking, and it doesn't seem like it's drawn. It's like the other 2 have drawn the attention. Okay, so Dr. Pimsley or Winifred, how do you want to help Dragon here, who is taking all the attention of this thing?
So Winifred has a stun stick. So
Gotcha.
I would say whatever leg this seems to be, kind of putting most of its weight on, Winifred would kind of walking by say, "Oh, Dragon, you were definitely paying attention when we practiced those role plays. Sweep the leg. Excellent form. I will make a note in your file." Come
I
back
appreciate your
around.
feedback, ma'am.
Use the stun stick on one of its other legs.
So like the other front leg that had been stitched to its chest, maybe you're going for that one, which would leave it with its like original legs and only that. Okay. I like it.
All right. This is I guess science, because I'm using the stun leg and trying to figure out how physics and
I think that's fair.
stuff.
Science is totally
Okay.
fine. How to function, how this piece of equipment functions, totally cool. If you can justify it and you can sleep at night, cool with it.
I sleep just fine. Um, so, okay. So science is a 2. I rolled a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 6. And I was using a piece of tech. So that was a 3. So I can take the 2 and turn that into a 5. And then
Absolutely.
I will have
Nice.
2 successes, 2 hits, and 0 fumbles.
Okay, so you change that hit with your +3 from your piece of equipment. It just sends a jolt of electricity through it and into its leg, which just erupts in this electrical explosion. You see it just ruptures through all of the different flesh. You see the coursing electricity. Now it does burn your sun stick out a little bit, so reduce that down to 2. But it absolutely rips free this second front leg, and the body kind of flops down a little bit, and it's threatening to pull down Dragon with it as it falls. Okay, so it'll do. It doesn't look very good. It looks like it's almost completely apart. This is going to target. Excuse me, that's not the target one. This is going to target the person with the most wounds. Who's got the most wounds?
I have 1. Oh,
Okay,
That one.
Oh no.
So Doctor, okay, so this is going to get 1 little AOB. So
Okay.
maybe what's happening is like it's still trying to choke you, Dragon, but as like the 2 front legs fall, it flips up over top of you. Okay, and you see it just kind
Oh.
of body slams with these split legs down on your other two friends here. And I need both of you to give me a muscle test.
oh,
Okay.
oh gosh.
Oh,
So what I would like to do is I have this. I'm going to keep using the stun stick. I had the stun stick out, and so I'm
That's
going
fine.
to use the stun stick. Another use of the stun stick in defense.
Would either of you
Okay,
like
fair
an
enough.
assist?
I'll take
I think
one.
I can only assist one person. Right.
Yeah, I think it's fair in this case because
So I
they're both
guess
taking it at the
what
same
is
time.
your
Yeah.
muscle?
Pick your favorite, Jeremy.
What's your muscle, Melissa?
Oh, Joe's trying to be all strategic. Melissa's trying to be dramatic.
She should take it. I've got 2.
Okay.
I mean, you are the HR rep.
Yeah.
So it's trying to
turn
come
your
up and
body,
over, so I'm just gripping it as best I can.
Yeah. But as you do, it's like you just feel the grip on your throat tighten, and it's not like an issue of air now. You feel some of your connectors to maybe your speech pathos or whatever are starting to get crunched. So as you're talking, your voice is fluctuating as you're trying to call out. Okay. Let's do one at a time. Edgar, how did you do?
3, 4, 6, 6. So 2 hits and no fumbles.
Okay, 2 hits. All right, no fumbles, 2 hits. Fantastic. How'd you do, Winifred?
So thankfully I had an assist, so that's great. I used the stun stick. I originally had a 3, a 3, a 3, a 4, and a 4, and my muscle is a 3. Because I used the stun stick, I can turn one of those 3s into a 5, which means that I've got 2 fumbles and 3 hits.
Okay. So you can basically cancel out your fumbles, still have 1 hit left to succeed, not take any damage. Ooh. So maybe most of the weight comes down, but then you see the power of an android who is able to, while getting choked, kind of brace or at least like break some of that body slam coming down on you. And then Edgar, man? you had 3 hits, right?
2 hits, just 2 hits.
Nice. 2 total hits. Edgar, that's still enough. Describe how you defeat this thing, because that extra hit will be enough to take it down.
Nice.
It has 1 health.
I think I just fall on it because my suit's like kind of heavy.
You just hear something crunch as you like fall, maybe on the spine. Everything kind of breaks underneath it, like with your heavy suit, and it just splays out. Legs, arms, scattering this way and that. Stitches ripping apart, and you just hear it go. But it does seem to go inert.
Oh, excellent work, Professor Doctor. Nice.
Thanks.
Nice finish.
I hate this place.
I agree, but that was very well coordinated.
Very, very nice teamwork all around. Very nice teamwork. I do feel that perhaps with some extra coaching, some of these individuals could have been retrained not to attack us. But if they continue to keep attacking us, we must continue to put them out of their misery, I suppose.
Yep, you can try that if you want.
Well, I mean, not if they attack us. Then we just need to do what we need to do. And then she looks back to Dragon again. Onward? Are you
I'm
doing
just
okay?
Fine, ma'am.
Good. I am glad that its arms or feet were around your neck and not mine. That would have gone poorly if that were my neck.
I am very happy of that as well.
And you, way to use your assets, Professor. Doctor, just land right on top.
It was totally intentional.
Your girth-based humor is quite amusing.
So you take a couple steps across this landing area where the elevator is, the poor, desiccated, disconnected body of whoever the heck this was, or many people more than likely, behind you. And you come up to the door to what looks like life support. You can see the universal symbol for it. And as you turn the wheel to open it up, all of you suddenly notice that your electronic equipment, so the stun stick, pad, tablets you have, if you have any kind of guns that are based, like weapons based on electronics or something like that, all of them suddenly go to full and utter high level position. So your stun stick just kind of loses control. Your tablet suddenly flares. Any of you who have flashlights, they go to full brightness. So anybody who has tech, go ahead and reduce your tech by 1.
Okay.
But
as
all
they go,
tech?
But
all tech, anything that is based on, in this case, tech. That's how I'm interpreting the effect from Nunsuaq, because there's an effect in the Nunsuaq thing. So in my game, I think that's kind of how it's going to work.
Yeah.
So
Did we get 1 recovery from this last fight as well?
Yeah, you're right. You guys could have recovered 1, by the way.
Nice.
Okay, so can we recover any strain?
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what recovery is. Like you can recover shit.
Sorry.
Okay.
I now no longer have a corporate tablet or a stun stick because they were both sitting at 1.
Oh no.
You can also recover.
So those things, you see them like start smoking, and then after like a moment or two of everything going off, if any of you had tablets or electronics, like static suddenly blares, the volume is on high, echoes throughout the quiet corridors of the station, and then immediately everything shuts down and goes dark. And as you look at your equipment, some of it, like Winifred's, is now burnt out, and others, if you still have charges in them, they're still functional, but there's no explainable reason, at least immediately, why this happened. Like all of these different kinds of tech suddenly malfunctioning at the exact same time, but they all did.
Winifred, I think, probably had the stun stick in one hand and the tablet in the other because this was the map and this is what she just used. And so she just sort of like yelps and just drops them both. What is the meaning of this? This makes no sense. We're nearing life support. But
I'm going to try and turn her tablet off and then back on again and see if it comes back up.
If you can, the melted button, the little like, it's like not even.
You try to turn it on and it looks like there's no charge left. It's like you see the little symbol show up that says no charge, like she hasn't charged it. Clearly using
I got nothing.
I did in fact charge this per regulation. It was at 100% charge before we left this place. I'm beginning to agree with you. I dislike this location.
It's not been pleasant so far. And you said all the lights cut out.
All the lights around you, like not just your equipment, but the lights in the hall blared and then shut down. It was like the same thing happened to every piece of tech around you.
Okay. I want to try and find like a wall panel or something to try and get some lights back on. In the meantime, I'll like see if my suit lights come back on.
Yeah, and I think if you just start going and hitting some of the switches, things like these different panels, you'll eventually find one and you'll see some of the running lights will come back up. No roll necessary. It just takes a minute or two in the dark to do it.
Okay.
So, Dragon, you had been literally in the process of opening the door into this life support. Do you continue to open it and push it open?
Are there any objections to me continuing to open the door?
No. I will assist, and she still has her 360-degree flashlight, so she holds that out next to the door. Professor Doctor, are you okay?
I'll make sure I can turn the light on if it goes off again. I'll be over here.
Excellent.
Okay. You push open the door, and you get your 360 flashlight to give you some light inside. And what you see, Dragon, and I presume also Winifred, as it sounds like Dr. Pimsley is a little bit further back, you see that it looks like a life support office. You see like there's various machines that you presume are for heating or ventilation, etc. You see all the usual things that you would expect to see scattered about. Some of it is damaged, some of it is in good condition. You certainly see, just like other places throughout, that there are signs of scuffling, blood here and there. And you also notice that there are 2 chairs, and in each of those chairs, you see there's like slumped, naked, no clothes on these figures. The only person you've seen clothes on was that Dr. Zing. All these other figures you've been seeing are like just the flesh stitched together, and you see 2 more of them just slumped in chairs, almost as if they're at the console stations for various places within this life support. You notice that all of it, like there's some kind of like there's cable that you can see is sort of scattered about like on various like shelves, excess cable, some of it's running through. But you also notice, and you would know this from the schematics, that there are those cables that connect to the surface, to where the solar panels are. And like you can see there's these big heavy duty cables that seem to slide into a vent in the wall and then likely run in parallel with the elevator all the way up to the surface. And you can see those in the corner. It doesn't look as though those have been disturbed. But that is what you see as you peek inside. On the far side, though, you also notice that there does seem to be another hatch that leads further south. And then on the eastern side, I think it's just on the eastern side, it does look as though there's like an airlock door, something for like the exterior.
Winifred would, I believe one of us should sit at one of those consoles because we believe we have this warning about the life support systems that we should rectify that. So Winifred would like to try to get on one of those consoles, and she'll very gingerly take this deceased. I suppose she'll check that the naked body is not breathing.
You take a look, and you do see movement in the bodies. They don't react to your light or to your presence or to you talking. So it doesn't look like they've reacted to you opening the door or shining the light on them, having this conversation, or just peering at them. That doesn't seem to have made them react. But they do seem, you're not sure if they're breathing or if they're pulsating or what, but there's definitely some movement to the body.
Well, our basic life support training tells us that you should make a sharp movement at the shoulder to see if someone can be brought back to consciousness. And so she's going to kind of like very strongly kind of like push their shoulder. Excuse me, are you okay? Can you hear me?
You reach down and you push them on the shoulder. That shoulder sloughs off, but then the other one turns around and tries to backhand you as it's going to attack you. It's just going to attack you. I think in this case, I'm going to let it get the attack off, honestly.
Totally fine. Yeah.
Okay. So let me...
Oh my gosh, that's
in
such
most
a gross
cases, PCs
image.
go first, but every now and then in situations where it makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
It's a great word. Sloth.
I'm going to take this arm up, though, and that is what I'm going to attack with. It's you just dropped your arm off, and I'm now going to pick it up and swing it.
Okay. Give me a science test to try, like, to see this happening. Like, you're distracted by the fact that one of these arms, but you don't necessarily notice the other one coming back. So this is more just like, do you see it happening?
Oh, all right. So science is a 2. I rolled a 2, a 4, and a 6.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
Okay.
So that's 1 hit to cancel 1 fumble, which still leaves me a fumble.
You're going to end up taking 2 strain from this, so it's going to get you.
Okay,
so it gets you. Yeah.
What wound does it give to me? Because that is
that's
my
for you to
second
decide. Its arm just comes around and it's ignoring what you would expect normally to happen from like the shoulder joint, and it just wheels around and catches you with this blunt hit to your head. So what do you think happens?
I'm gonna say it's just like flailing fingers, and it like pokes my eye.
Your eye just gets scraped, and suddenly it's like filling with blood. Your sclera is just turning all red. You see blood pouring down. And the other one starts to stir now too. And so you see the two of them, and they're moving around in this like jerky fashion. You can see like as one of them goes to move, they don't have a lower half to their body. It just looks like they're a torso sitting in this wheeled chair, but they push themselves away from the desk and they start kind of spinning around like they're about to attack. Would you like to go there?
Yes, I would.
They're right here.
So can we say that I pick up that arm that it's left off and try to hit it upside the head with its arm?
You absolutely could.
Yes.
You absolutely could.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you like
I'll tell you what,
assist?
take a +1 on a die for that. That sounds like a really fun thing to do. Everyone who plays with me knows my favorite weapon is a severed limb.
Yeah.
Pick it up. Bats.
Somebody else drop the severed arm in chat, please.
Yeah.
I'm rolling dice.
Dragon will try to assist. He's like a second late. But
You come at. Yeah. So maybe as like, maybe you hold the chair and like spin it while she just swings down with the.
No. So.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
So is that a formal assist from you, Jeremy?
Unless you decline it,
Okay.
Is there a different kind?
Like, is he actually taking the strain to assist me, or was it just sort of narrative?
I was planning to.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. So,
Oh, God.
yeah.
What happened?
This is one of those times where the extra die can really mess with you. So my muscle is a 3, and I rolled a 1, a 2, a 2, a 3, and a 3. So I think I somehow kill myself with this other arm.
Oh
no! Because I have 5 fumbles.
You get a +1, so you can get 4 fumbles. But yeah,
You got 4 fumbles. Yeah.
But yes, 4 fumbles and a miss, basically.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay.
I like to think that you picked up the arm to hit him and it strangles you.
That sounds great. You pick it up, you take it back, you go to swing, but your eyes don't notice that it's still animated.
Oh God.
And so its hand
chair.
just reaches out and just like grabs like her trachea and just squeezes, and you all just hear a sickening crunch.
I've got him for you, Miss Winifred. Oh no.
You look over, there's an arm hanging from her neck, and her eyes just go wide, and she falls.
I'm not going to get that 5-star review now.
Life support's the most dangerous room so far.
It seriously is. It's gonna get to go. It's gonna get to still react, which is crazy. All right. Let's see.
Because that was her
Oh my
turn.
God. And then who's got the most wounds? I think that's you now, Doc, right?
Yeah, I've got 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this is going to be your science. As you see the one in the chair, the torso in the chair, it's just going to push itself off, and it's wheeling. And so you can see it just like lunging in the direction of you. Like you're maybe standing right outside the door. The wheels, the casters, like hit that little rim in the door, and it just launches itself at you. And like this idea of you figuring out how to respond to this super fast.
Yeah.
Your science, please.
I know what I want to have happen. I just hope I roll well.
Oh.
Damn.
I did not roll well. I got 2 fumbles, so 1, 3, 3, and I've got 1 in science, so 2 fumbles.
All right. And you failed. So you failed, and you had 2 fumbles. So you're going to take 3 strain from this, as it's going to literally tackle you down back into the corridor connecting back to the elevator, and you are being grappled and strangled and squeezed by this torso. That's this animated torso. Does that give you a new wound?
It does. Yep.
What do you want it to be?
I'm gonna say it like crushes my suit in a little bit on my torso, so it's like sharp and like hurting me.
Okay.
We'll see. Like I've got like
so you have like
cracked rib or something.
Maybe it's hard to breathe for a second. Various alarm signals are triggering in your suit, warning you about contamination, warning you about breach, all those types of things. Meanwhile, one of the two of you can react now as things have gone crazy. What do you want to do?
I want to try and attack this thing that tackled me. My goal is to kick it.
Okay.
Like over me, because you said there was like the open. There was like a shaft behind us or something that like went down.
Yeah, it's the corridor back to the elevator that you just came through.
I want to try and kick it into that behind me.
Okay.
Just soccer
Absolutely.
kick. Like, great visual if it works.
Okay, that's better. A 2, and a 4, and a 5. But my muscle would be a muscle, which is a 2. It could say. I think muscle makes the most sense, but
fair.
So I could do.
5's a hit. You've got 1 hit and 2 fumbles. So
do you have to declare attack
items
ahead of the roll?
Generally, but go ahead. It's fine.
Okay. My one of my tech is medications, just like vaguely. So I'm using it for like stims or like drugs. So I'm just going to say it like steroid drugs me or something like that. To
I like it.
push through the pain and kick it.
So, what's your bonus from that right now?
And that's a 3 right now. So that would bump my 2, which is my fumble,
5.
up to a 5. So I would have 2 hits.
Oh.
2 hits,
Nice.
1 fumble, which means you can cancel out that fumble. You still have a hit remaining, and you are able to, with this sudden surge.
Or it would be 2 hits
stim.
total.
2 hits total, and you should still have 1 fumble. Did you say 2 twos?
No, I thought it was a 2, 3, a 5. Did I say 2 twos?
I thought you said 2 twos. I could have misheard. That's my bad.
my
I also
muscle
heard
was
2
a 2.
twos.
Okay.
Oh.
Either way, if it was 2-3, if it's 2-3, that's fine. You throw it back behind you with greater strength that maybe you expected, because of the surge of the adrenaline, and it just goes flying back. You just hear, and you just hear like this splat behind you somewhere. You look over your shoulder, you can't really see it in the darkness, but you just hear these 2 echoing of whatever it is that you threw back there. But in the room right now, where poor Winifred's body has fallen, still being choked by one arm connected to her neck, and then Dragon, you were trying to help the other one in here that she started it by shaking it, is now going to try to turn its attention to you.
Okay.
Well, maybe to you, probably to you. Yeah, definitely to you.
Okay.
I think it just makes sense for it to be
Yeah,
you.
it does.
He's
It totally
nowhere
does.
near. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about the middle roll. Give me a muscle check.
Okay.
As it's just going to try to batter you with its limbs. Each time it hits, you just hear a crack as if like the bone inside of the limb is just not functioning.
Okay, well, I don't need to worry about that 2 because my muscle is a 1. But I've got a 5, 5, and a 6.
Hey.
Describe how you kill this thing. These things were not strong, by the way, which is why this is hilarious.
I'm not going to get a review for this mission now, and I would like to let you know I'm quite nonplussed. And he just grabs the arm, grabs it, and just like... just like a very quiet rage. Like if a robot could feel rage, that is what Dragon is feeling now that he won't get his 5 stars. He just rips it in half.
You rip him in half. Pieces of it fall to the ground. And it starts to drip. You just let it go. And so in the room, you've got the shocked, now deceased Winifred on the ground. You've got this ripped apart creature. Dr. Pimsley, you get up. You're okay. You wait for a second. You see if it comes back. Nothing comes back. And so both of you are now inside of this life support room. Both of you can recover a strain.
Okay.
And unfortunately, you're standing over the body of your HR rep or supervisor, whatever, actually. But you're still in this life support room. And every now and then you still hear the sounds of the automated system going off about life support systems failing. What are the 2 of you doing in this moment?
I'll try and figure out how to get stuff back online. See what we can do to get things online.
Okay.
If there's any like console
One
or
of
something,
you.
or if there's something that's like very obviously wrong that I can start messing with.
We'll call this a task. We'll call it a simple task. 2 strain in total between the 2 of you, divided however you like.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take one.
Take a strain.
Okay. Obviously, maybe the strain is simply doing the work in a room in which one of your partners is laying dead on the ground, and there's a horrific corpse, and there's just the constant weird noises and flickering of shadows and lights kind of coming on and off. But what the 2 of you notice is that all systems do in fact seem to be compromised in some fashion. You think you have time before they're completely out, but given what you have to work with on your persons in your ship, you don't think you have the necessary gear or equipment to prevent total collapse of the system. But you do, but I'll say between the 2 of you, you give yourself maybe an hour or 2 before everything collapses. So you give yourself a little bit more time.
I was thinking, like diverting power or something that we could like prioritize whatever would give us more time. Does it have anything that would clue us in on, because we're still trying to find like the main scientist dude.
Yes, Dr. Ballarda.
Yeah. Haven't seen him yet. I don't know. Does it have any sort of like, this is the life support system for everything. Does it give us any sort of like clue as to like what rooms are like totally compromised to narrow out places to go?
It doesn't appear as if there's been any full destruction of any specific room. Definitely, there seems to be something going on in the labs you came from. It looks like there's some kind of power fluctuation. From what you can tell from the various monitors, it's like something not necessarily of the systems, of the generators. The systems is funneling, or at least is kind of driving signals into that lab, but it's unclear where that's coming from because it doesn't seem to be coming into the system. Let's see, other things. You still have, it looks like all of there's a bunch of exterior lights to, like through the observational dome. Those still seem to be functioning. The observational dome still seems to be intact. All of it looks like whatever connective power went to the communication center, that's been severed, but you already kind of knew that. But yeah, there's nothing that suggests like everything's been utterly destroyed. Yeah.
Do we find another live person hiding in a corner or in a pod or something?
In this room? No, not in this room.
Okay.
If we're seeking for the people, we have read mention of the observation deck.
Yeah. I think that'll be our next spot we go. Is that on the same level as us, or is that down?
Should
There's
be
a
reasonably
hatch
close.
through the south side of this life support room.
Okay. Well, let's go that way.
What is the worst that could happen?
That right there.
You open the door, go and get to the observational dome. It is a giant glass sphere, and you can see that there are multiple platforms connected by ladders, so that it seems like this dome is large enough to encompass both the first level and this lower level. And so you can see ladders going up to the upper levels. It does appear like there are still some lights functioning in here, some ambient light. And it definitely looks out into the dark, icy waters. And you can see that there are a significant array of exterior lights that seem to be shining and piercing through. And that allows the two of you to see outside in the waters, in those dark, dark waters, some sort of massive figure. It's quite enormous, probably larger by some extent than the station itself. And it's just kind of floating there. At first, it doesn't look like much until you get a little bit closer, and then you look down and you see that the bulk of it is like below the station, and it seems to extend down and below. And it kind of, as you look at it, it's almost like this giant fungi infested like bird's nest, like this big kind of circular weaved nest of some kind. And you see all these different fungal growths peeking out between the various fibers that seems to make up whatever this is. And you notice too that it's pulsating very gently here and there. And it's creating this kind of reddish glow that seems to illuminate from the base below. Like it just kind of pulses upward. And yeah, you have no idea what this is, but you do recall part of your briefing Dr. Bellardo had claimed to have found life. This doesn't seem to be moving. It's just sort of floating there.
Are there any devices here, like something that they might use to go out into the water? Whether it's
no, not here. You do know that because you did have the tablet and you did look at the various inventories, that they do have a small submersible, but that's like in the storage area next to the labs. But there is a small submarine. You also notice, or maybe you hear, someone hiding in the corners as you look over and you see not someone that's just flesh, but instead you see what, Melissa? Who is it do they see?
So they see a woman in like a lab coat that is just drenched in just blood and just fluids and whatnot, and she's just sort of like she's got her knees kind of pulled up to her chest and her arms wrapped around her knees, and she's just kind of not making eye contact, but she's heard movement happen. And if y'all are gonna kill me, just kill me. I've had damn near enough of this place, and if you're gonna do it, just hurry up and do it already.
I would rather propose that you come with us if you want to live.
Well, I can't guarantee you that, but it's probably better than whatever.
We will minimize your chance at horrible murder.
Yes.
And she just like
slightly decrease your chance at horrible murder.
Only one of our friends has died so far.
Oh my. And I imagine that you two look pretty worse for wear with everything that's going on so far. And so she kind of straightens her legs out and attempts to sort of smooth the clothes that she has on and gets up. It's nice to make your acquaintance. My name is Dr. Marion Washburn. I did not believe that I was going to come across anyone that had the requisite amount of arms and legs that we came into existence with. Are you here to rescue me?
Yes.
Sure. We were here to give you guys supplies and to find the head doctor guy, but it's more of a rescue operation now.
We are, my dear boy, we are in need of far more than just supplies. I do not know how long. Do y'all have any, like, food or anything?
Let me give you some info. Since you're describing yourself as a member of the station, there's things that you would know. You would know a little bit about what's been going on. Okay, so let me give you a few things to play with. Give me 2d10 rolls. Give me 2d10 rolls.
Oh, I didn't. That is not a dice size that I had handy.
What?
5 and an 8.
Okay. All right. So you're going to know a lot. So you're going to know that thing out in the water is indeed this life form that Dr. Bellarda and the rest of you had discovered. And the name that you have called it is Tragus Tardinea Titanus, or simply the Titan, is what you've been calling it. And based upon all of the research that you have at your disposal, the databases from your corporation, such a creature has never been encountered before. Now, you have been studying it for the better part of the past year since the initial communications that Dr. Bellarda had sent. But recently, very recently, over the past month, it has become more active. And by active, it's not so much that it's been like swimming and moving or anything like that. It hasn't. It's stayed relatively inert. But it has some kind of weird connection with electromagnetic energy and the fact it seems to absorb it. Now, Dr. Bellarda and some of the other scientists, maybe even yourself, maybe actually no, we'll say maybe you haven't done any submersible exploration. We'll say some of the others, including Dr. Bellarda, has actually gone out to study this thing in closer depth, and they've sort of navigated around it. from your best guess, given the ice and the water and the age of the moon, you think it's maybe in the neighborhood of 100,000 years old, whatever this thing is. And while it didn't seem to do anything, it had no trouble. The submersibles didn't have any issues kind of traveling through it. It didn't get like swiped by the sudden appearance of a claw or a big maw, but nothing like that. You did notice, though, that anybody who had gone out on the submarine, the small submarine, they seemed affected. And it started in the mind. Like, people kind of started to say things, weird things, see things, describe things, act strange, violent in some cases. You would know, maybe you knew Dr. Zhang, and you would know that this creature emits some kind of energy field that seems to affect humans, especially those who have been in close proximity to it. So anyone who was navigating through it was initially infected. You yourself have probably been feeling it, but one thing that seems to counter some of it is hooking up chromes to field generators, which is something that you yourself did in the laboratory until you were chased out by these sort of flesh stitchings, which you also know is the work of Dr. Ballarda, who, without explanation, after a few of your fellow scientists unfortunately killed themselves, they fought and they kind of tore themselves apart, decided to reorganize their body parts in a more pleasing fashion. And they animated, and that's where things kind of just start to go wrong. And I would say that's probably what you have so far.
Oh, so, and I'd imagine she kind of shares that information and kind of turns to Dragon specifically. I'm not sure if you had come across the room in which we had connected the chromes, but I do apologize. That was necessary to maintain any semblance of safety here. It's very large fields, and that seems to do at least something to keep things at bay.
I see. Well, I respect your diligence in trying to maintain safety. I would very much appreciate if you did not do that to me.
Well, no, of course not. We and I claim no responsibility for any of the people Tetrising that went on, but did corporate come with any particular instructions as to what our next steps were supposed to be?
Well, we were supposed to give you some supplies, and then we were worried that your doctor guy was doing stuff that he shouldn't have been.
I can confirm.
More so on a corporate level, they didn't really say he'd be sewing people together and stuff. That's a little different than what we were expecting.
They were just concerned about their bottom line in corporate espionage, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe the supply delivery has been rendered moot, and you can provide testimony to the state of Dr. Ballarda. I feel at this juncture, further attempts to find the good doctor may not yield positive results.
Yeah, probably not.
So are we here in an evacuation? Y'all are here in an evacuation capacity then?
As you can provide the testimony as to what has happened and the status of Dr. Ballarda, I would see our mission at this point is to escort you safely off of this horrible place.
They don't have very much time either.
Also, yes, the life support will be failing within approximately an hour.
Oh my word. Well, we should definitely and Jeff, would I have any indication, do I believe that I am one of the only folks surviving, or might I know somewhere in the station that maybe some other survivors were holed up?
The only person you would have been aware of who still had a little bit of their mind was Dr. Zhang. For a while, maybe the two of you like hid in like food storage, but then you got sort of run out of there. Couldn't make it to the elevator, so you locked yourselves in the lab. And then that's where you kind of created this electromagnetic field, but then more of those things burst through. It seems like that lab was a very singular focus, and then the two of you separated, and you haven't seen him since. Maybe it's been like a day since that happened.
I think Zane's fine. I mean, we found him. He's a little crazy. I gave him half a granola bar and some drugs. Do you want the other half?
That would actually be quite lovely. I will take that. Thank you very, very, very much. It has been days, I believe, since I have last eaten anything. And she very unceremoniously just like shoves like the entire like half in her mouth, and then and then asks through a full mouth, "Are we abandoning this outpost? Are we attempting to?"
I think we need to find our way out. I don't know where else the doctor would be, but I kind of don't want to meet him with all the stuff he's been doing, you said.
I do believe it might be wise to see what we can do to rev up any field restrictions that could be put in place upon our exit, so that this does not get itself out into the beyond areas. And so that's what she would be wanting to do, if there's any way that she can, kind of beef up kind of on the way out, kind of that kind of chrome field restriction.
You would need to actually go to do it, or you could carve into Dragon and kill him and maybe create one that's mobile with some of the things that you have in life support.
He so kindly asked me to not do anything to him, so I will not.
So yeah, you don't think so?
I like him as is.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's fair.
I like you as is as well.
Yeah, you would know that like this thing plays, like, again, it messes with minds, but when you were within the lab while that field generator was going on, it wasn't messing with your mind. But in the time in which since you fled, you felt your mind starting to play tricks on you, seeing things that weren't there, hearing strange voices, impulses, not like something has been communicating with you, but more generating certain impulses in you. But because you never ran out in the submersible, you were maybe one of the slower people. You and Zhang were probably the slowest to kind of convert into this state that everyone has been in.
So could I then, since we're going to leave the station, kind of take one of the chromes that had been plugged in the other room, adjust that to be mobile, and then take that with us in our escape?
That would require you to go back to the lab, I think. I don't think you can do that here in the observation room.
No, fair. So I would recommend then that we go disconnect one of the chromes that was in the other room, so that we can make a mobile emitter, as it were, that can then help all of us in our escape. I hope that is okay with you, Mr. Dragon? Is that your name?
And I defer to the good doctor. However, I agree. This is a very logical plan.
Excellent.
Okay.
And so she will lead the way back to the lab.
By calling him the good doctor, I did not mean to infer that you are the bad doctor. I am sure you are also a very good doctor.
I mean, I did find myself here, and I would very, very much like to leave this place quickly and safely, and with some ability to continue my career elsewhere with my mind intact, both psychologically and inside my skull.
I agree. Let's go get the brain fixie device and leave.
All right. It's Dr. Washburn. You lead your way back. You go through the life support room. You see a ripped apart old colleague of yours that has pieces of another old colleague of yours stitched to it. But then you also see a body on the ground that you've never seen before. that has the arm of an old colleague of yours wrapped around its neck, blood pouring down from the eyes.
Oh my word! Is that your? That's see that there was Dr. Tompkins, and that there was Dr. Smith, and I think that was Paul. No, that was Sam. Oh my word!
He must have played guitar or something. He had some grip strength on him.
Yeah, for sure. Callus is crazy. You push out of this room through the corridor. You see some of the residue of the fight that Professor Dr. Bimsley had. And you get into the elevator, and the lights flicker. They go dark. They come back on, and you hear the sound of a voice that you are familiar with, Dr. Washburn. It is the sound of Dr. Bellarda. And you look and you see Dr. Bellarda is sort of picking up and like resituating with some kind of device, this like quick stitch device, the bodies that were left, including the centaur and the torso, and has, in the last 20-30 minutes since you guys have left, has kind of re-put them together. And you see these kind of strange amalgamations now of different mixed and matched limbs and torso pieces that you have all already fought before. Dr. Bellarda is not looking particularly great himself either, as when you shine a flashlight in his direction, you can see that he has very swollen, bulging skin that's ruptured in places, and you can see it's revealed these dark pulsating flesh like underneath the membrane of skin. He's got this blood covered lab coat on still, and he seems to have like a steel, like a series of steel wires like woven and kind of creating a crown that's around his head. And the other thing you all notice is that there are these like black tendrils that are extending out and away from his body, constantly flickering in and flickering out of existence. And like at first it's like maybe a trick of the light, but then the lights seem to stabilize and you can still see it happening. And he turns around to you and you see like this big swollen lip, and like the upper part of his top lip has been kind of torn away, and you can see the gums themselves. And he sees you, Dr. Washburn, and he says, "Well, Dr. Washburn, I'm so happy to have run into you. I could certainly use your hand in my new experiment. The Titan needs our help, Dr. Washburn. Please, assist me." And he extends this arm out to you that you think is still his, but you see parts of the skin have been ripped back, and there is this kind of throbbing, strange, dark mass where like tendons and muscle and bone should be. You also notice that the two animated guardians are standing up in this like awkward way. Legs are breaking, but they're kind of shifted, and they just turn in your direction and they start moving and moving. Dr. Washburn, you're out front, so I'm going to ask you, what would you like to do in this moment, as it looks as though these two things are coming towards you, and Dr. Bellarda really would like your hand in this.
Yeah. So she's seen all of these horrors happen, and she knows what he's responsible for. And so I would like to think that she had loaded herself up with a tranquilizer gun. And so that's kind of one of the tech that she has. And so I would like to say that she just kind of sees him and she's like, You are a right son of a bitch, and you are not well. And she is going to charge at him with the tranquilizer gun to try to like take him. Like, she has been in fear, and now she's got some like other people around, and so she is going to try to trank the good old doc.
Okay. You charge at him. You say this to him. You say, "Poison has made me better than well, Dr. Washburn." Make your roll. Put this together, and I will tell you.
Oh Lord.
You all will require 2 hits now to succeed on anything you do against Dr. Bellarda.
I will charge in to assist Dr. Washburn. That is a ranged weapon. You did not have to go into reach of him. I do not understand this plan of action. However, I will protect you. Please give me 5 stars.
So you get an assist. You get an assist. Dragon. So roll an extra die. You got 5 dice. Forrest counts as hits.
Okay.
What are you using? Are you using muscle? Or are you using science? What do you think?
I'm using science which is rank 1, and my science plus culture is a 4. So that means that I've got a bonus of 4 for my trank gun.
You got a +5 to one of your dice. Okay, give it a roll.
And also, can we say that
she makes all the noise
I'm
and
sorry.
then doesn't roll the dice? So now we got to hear it again.
Can I say that my expertise is biology? So that would help with this tranquilizer.
Sure. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right.
You make a character, kill that character really quick, make a second character that's now perfectly tuned for the encounters. It's like a funnel almost. Though I've been toying around with funnel ideas for We're in Danger actually.
So I rolled a 3, a 3, a 5, a 5, and a 6. And my science is a 1. So I've got a +1 to the expertise, which turns a 3 into a 4, and I'm being assisted. So that is a hit.
Nope. Your expertise gives you a free hit.
+1.
So you've got
for
3
free.
hits.
That's right.
You've got 3 hits for normal. You got a 4th hit from your expertise. And then your item can take one of those 3s and make a 5th hit. So you actually have 5 hits.
Wow.
No fumbles as you and Dragon charge in, and as he's trying to explain to you how ranged weapons work,
Trank guns
you
work.
just get right in and jam this tranquilizer center mass. The Titan is made. As you inject whatever there is of this tranquilizer left. Now you need 2 hits to succeed, which you hit, so you got.
Yeah.
But then you have 3 more to play with, so
Wow.
you basically can advance the threshold by 4, which is what we'll say you do.
Like to do that.
I retract my earlier comment.
He has terrorized this place, and I cannot stand.
You can see that the pulsing of his exposed flesh slows a little bit under the tranquilizer, but he quickly sort of turns around and help me. And these different creatures start to surround the two of you, grabbing at you with different arms. You see he reaches down to like the pocket of his lab coat, pulls out some kind of psionic scalpel, and it just and goes to kind of cut you with it at this point. Let's see what he does. Let's see his actions here. Hey, I get to do the new attack. Awesome.
Ooh.
This is going to target the most recent PC, so that's going to be you, Dr. Washburn. And you're going to have to use your culture, which is, in this case, trying to keep your composure in this horrifying situation. So he is kind of coming at you with this scalpel. That is just, it's some sort of energy scalpel, and you're being grappled and grabbed by these others, and he's just trying to cut through you. And so this is going to be an exterminate attack, which is new to this game. And so, you defend it like normal.
Okay.
So put together your culture pool.
Yeah,
and
culture
talk
rank
about
3. for me. I have one undefined tech slot that I'm trying to think of what on earth that could possibly be.
You should just drug yourself too.
Just like, you can't scare me. All right, so I'm
You're crazy, man. Just like that scene from I like you, but you're crazy.
So I actually, so I've got a trank gun, and then I also do have something that is akin to a stim. So I think that would be my...
You just got all the drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a biologist. That makes sense. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So give yourself an injection.
All right. So I rolled 2 fumbles and 1 hit. I do have the tech though, which is going to give me a +4.
Okay.
So that can be 2 hits and 1 fumble.
So you got 2 hits to pass, but you have 1 fumble left over.
Totally fine. New character, I can take a strain.
When a PC, that's not what's going to happen. When a PC fails a test to defend against extermination like this, or you have any uncanceled fumbles left in your pool, which you do, what this means is he's attempting with whatever medical device he has to sort of weaken your attributes. So, and if you have any additional failures or fumbles, that would increase it. So what you need to do is you need to choose one of your attributes to increase by 1. And you can only choose, and you can't go above 3. Or you can sacrifice one of your pieces of tech to not do this. You can just say, you put one up and it just kind of gets slit in half and then there it goes. Or you have to like take it and one of your attributes gets temporarily weakened.
So I'll go for the tech. So I had my stim out, and so I just shot myself with a stim. And so then that is kind of what takes this blade to it, is that like, there were still a couple shots left.
Just quickly move this up to parry it, and whatever that scalpel thing that he has been using is cuts right through it, and it just explodes in your hand. And just go ahead and cross it out. That's gone, but you didn't take it yourself. Fantastic. Okay, so Dragon, you're right up in the biz. Dr. Edgar Pimsley, you're in the back a little bit. You haven't run up yet. Which one of you wants to go?
I suppose it makes sense if I go, since I'm already up in there. So the doctor's trying to stab her, and plus the 2 others that come over were trying to grab at her as well.
Yeah, they're all, it's a horrific melee at this point. Yeah. And I'll just let you know, there's not, the way the game works, there's not like individual.
Yeah, I know.
There's not like an individual stat block. They're all kind of part of the same block.
I hear. But for flavor-wise, I think given that description, he wouldn't go swinging the jaws of life in, because she's right in the middle of all that. I don't think that's a good way to go. So I think a big part of it is he's going to basically be going in, trying to pull her out as best as he can. And then while doing so, like if he can grab some recently sewn section and just yank to, disincorporate it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely see like whatever he did was like a rapid stitching, so more like a stapling, effectively. Like, so there's definitely some parts that seem like they could be easily ripped apart.
Okay, this will be fine. Ooh, okay. Well, I don't need to worry about the 2 because I've got a 1 and that. My 4 won't do anything for me, but my 5 and my 6 will be good.
Okay. So you got 2 hits, and you said you had a 1, so you have a fumble as well?
No, I had a 2 and a 2 and a 3. So
so you're good. Yeah, so you succeed. So one of these things is trying to grapple her, and like you manage to kind of pull it apart, and like one of its arms just kind of splits in half, and you can see like everything from the elbow down just kind of falls off. You can see the bicep area kind of stays intact, but the skin just starts drooping and dropping like it's shredded meat that just falls to the ground. And I'm going to retaliate, as one does.
Oh boy.
Okay. This is going to be another exterminate, actually, against most recent PC. And it's going to be your science that you have to defend with this time. Their Dragon.
Can I assist on this?
If you like, sure. So you're going to go ahead and take your strain from that, which is going to give Dragon a 5th die. And that means your 4s are going to count as hits. Give it a go. And you need your science here. As you can see, he pulls out another device. It's hard to tell exactly what it is. And and but he's kind of holding it out to you. It looks to be partial. It looks like it's not like something purchased off the shelf, but rather something he has created. But as he kind of holds it up to you, you see this pulsing red light from it, and you just feel the connections within your chrome brain begin to start to destabilize, almost like this like physical static is shifting, and these little momentary blips of memory loss begin to start transpiring. Like he's literally like holding up something that erases you. It's like a magnet to a hard drive. Don't give it a go, man.
Can items be used in defense as well? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like maybe he doesn't really understand what it is, but it looks important. So like he kind of pulled the doctor behind him previously. So now maybe there's just a little bit of a gap in front of him that it's not even a well aimed chop. It's just like bringing thing up towards, he's got some weird gear there and just bringing the blades up towards it.
Give it a go.
Oh,
I like it.
And really, she was just like, don't look into the light. Don't look into the light.
Whoo. Okay. So a 5 and 2 4s are good.
Excellent.
3s not so great, but the 5 actually, so 2 5s, 2 4s, 3 normally would be a fumble, but I have my +2 turns into a 5, so that ends up being a total of 5 successes thanks to your assist.
Ooh.
Okay, so you reach up and like whatever it is that you're doing to defend it. Not only do you like burst through the device, you take his hand clean off at the wrist. And so his hand just rips off, and you see that kind of black sludge just explodes from it. And you see whatever that device was just go cascading across the room and like scatters and like right against one of the walls and cracks and falls. And that weird static seems to drift away from you. And I'm assuming we're putting the extra hits to threshold.
Yeah.
He
Perhaps
looks at his arm.
You should be the one who lends a hand. No. And then one of them kind of reaches around and kind of grabs onto you. And so we turn to Dr. Edgar. Dr. Edgar Pinsley, you see melee has ensued as these 3 creatures, one of whom appears to be Dr. Bellarda, is they're trying to do awful things to your old friend and your new friend.
I want to say I took the hand that strangled our friend to death, and I balled it into a fist, and I'm trying to javelin spear it from the back to just hit the guy with it.
You can take a +1 to one of your dice.
All right.
I should give you a negative because Melissa came in the other day, so now it's just kind of derivative, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. And I imagine this would be physical or muscle.
I think that's fair.
2.
Yeah.
5 5 4 2. So with the +1, I can bump that 4 to a 5. Then it's 1 fumble, 3 hits. So 2 hits overall.
Okay. So you hurl this thing like a javelin, and it flies through the air. You see these like black tendrils just extend out and try to like grab it and protect it, because he's still kind of holding up his hand, looking at it, but they're unable to grab it. Like they hit it, but then they kind of disappear and come back in, and the javelin catches him right in the face. And you see this arm just embeds into his cheek, and he just falls backwards and slams against the ground. And you see that the other 2 reanimated people next to him just kind of, and they turn away from him, and they start like running and like loping. One of them, you see like the shin falls off as they're running, and they kind of stumble into one of the rooms nearby as they run away, as you're left with the body of Dr. Bellarda with a forearm jabbed through his face. As that is enough to take him down.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Could you say I was just sort of like flipping the bird, and then just like went right through like the eye hole?
That'd be great.
I feel like this should be like one of those really bad 3D movies where like we see it from his perspective, and it looks like it's coming right at you.
Yeah. It's
okay. So
like it sits on it way too long. It's like really trying to get in that effect.
you
I'm
guys
quite surprised at the effectiveness of your improvised weapon.
That was quite the shot there, Doctor.
This arm's pretty lethal, I think we've found.
keep it with you. If your character comes back, you've got that as one of your items. Yeah. So you guys can recover 2 strain based upon his difficulty level. But as you're like maybe poking at the body, seeing he's really dead, seeing what's actually going on with him, you suddenly feel like this shuddering start to cascade throughout the station. You feel it just, and all of you have to like reach out and grab something to keep yourselves steady. You notice too that there's like extra emergency signals that are coming through, that it's talking about, like you could see it's like life support systems failing, but you also hear something about a breach in this place, breach in that place, and you hear sounds of like something is rupturing. It's describing certain pods have become detached, things like that, and you realize that there is some kind of emergency that is happening. I'll say, Dr. Washburn, you're right next to maybe a panel, and you quickly put your hand on it. Boom, pops up, and you can see that there appears to have been some sort of fracture in the observation hull, the dome that you were just in, that seems to be taking on water. You would also notice that on the western side of the station, which you would know not only has like on the second level all of like the living quarters, or excuse me, on the first level all of the living quarters, but on the second level has like a sort of communications center. That also seems to be where some of the breaches are coming from. And finally, you also notice that the temperature, and this is very strange because you're in an icy moon, is radically increasing. You see the temperature gauge tick, 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 tick. It's getting hotter and hotter, as if the entire station is being flooded with hyperheated water, not ice, not icy water as you would have expected.
This is not good. This is not good. We have got to get out of here very quickly. Can I, from everything that I'm looking at this panel, is the elevator still the way to get back out, like the very long elevator back up again?
You would know that is definitely the best way to go in terms of getting everybody out all at once. The only other options you really have are, you know that there is the submersible, but the submersible only fits like 2 people. Like that small submarine that you have in storage, and it's also connected to the station, so it's got like a tube. So you would effectively have to be traveling in it for maybe 2/3 of a kilometer up to the surface without having proper connectivity, and who knows what that could potentially do. Then
we've
you
got a submersible. I'm just not sure.
You do know there is an escape vessel, but it takes you do know there is an escape vessel. That's another way potentially up, but you would have to kind of push through some of the analysis rooms and such, which would be east of here. Okay.
So she's kind of running through all these options. Like we could use a submersible, but I don't think that's going to fit all of us. And the escape vehicle, I don't know about that. I think our best bet is just to go back the way y'all came in.
That's what I think. And who knows if those vehicles are good, and then we still have to punch through the ice and stuff. So
all right,
I think we need to go up the elevator.
You would know that the submarine has no means to punch through the ice, but the escape vessel does actually have a drill. So that if you were going to use one of them, you would need to get to that. It takes roughly 20 minutes or so. It has room for 4 people and supplies for about a week.
That's an option, I guess. Well, because wasn't there an issue too where if we climb too quickly, it would hurt us?
Yeah, it's just basic like pressurization.
Okay.
All right, escape vehicle then, to make sure that we've got some kind of a weaponry on the front of this vehicle.
Yeah, we could do that.
All
Run
right.
that way.
Okay, so that would take you east out of here. And so as you race through into the analysis rooms, kind of chasing after where one of these creatures that you had just been fighting ran through, there's computers, there's desks, there's various like boards with all sorts of like notations, equations. They're sort of written all here and there. They get increasingly deranged. One of them actually just says the power of suggestion on it. It doesn't even have like an actual equation on it. But you do notice that the one that like raced ahead of you is sort of suddenly stopped in the middle of the room and is and it's got his hands like the palms like right to their temples, grabbing their head, kind of squeezing their head together, and just looks kind of in your direction. You see this horrified look in their face. They lower their head down and it explodes, and it sends this fragmentation of skull and brain matter in your direction.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. As we are now in the finale, everybody, as you're racing out of this.
All right.
So keep that in mind. I'm going to say this is going to go at Dr. Washburn as you're out in front. So Dr. Washburn, would you please roll for me a culture test to try to keep your cool as whatever the hell this thing is just exploded its head in a buckshot of skull and brain matter in your direction.
All right. So culture, you say? She is going to try to steel herself with knowledge of biology. That this is just, I know what is inside of people, and it doesn't matter if it is flying right directly at my face. I can keep it together. I can do that.
Okay.
Oh, I sure as shit can't. That's a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 4. So that is 3 fumbles and a mess. So
Wait.
I've got one success with my expertise, and then everything
one
else
hit is a
I've
fumble.
got the one hit from the expertise, and everything else are fumbles.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
So yeah, you
Sorry,
can go
3
ahead. Okay, so that's a failure. This is the finale. It's going to require 2 hits to succeed. So you fail. You set that up like you had done really well, and then you talk like I have like 100 fumbles.
Oh no! Yeah, no, sorry,
Okay.
very bad.
Okay, so you're going to take 4 strain, which means you're going to go right to a wound from this, obviously.
Yep.
Oof.
So what do you think that wound is as you get buckshotted with the head of this exploding scientist, former friend of yours? What do you think that wound is?
I'm going to say she just, instead of trying to block any of this, she just sort of like closed her eyes and was just like, I can do this. I've got this. I've seen the inside of things before. And I would imagine that she is just like, the whole front of her is just sort of covered in all of these little bits of like blood and everything. And so that's like the wound, is that she's just like completely bleeding on the front and just has like, 1,000 little cuts all over like her.
Just like
her
a
face
tooth stuck in your forehead.
Yeah. Yep.
You've got all of these different pieces, tooth, bone, in your face, your eyes are kind of covered. You're racing
You look
through,
like
having
you're tripped
trouble
in a
seeing.
parking lot.
The 2 of you have followed, and you're in this room, this sort of second room. It's got all of these. It's definitely in disarray. But I'll say the 2 of you don't see any signs of a submersible or even a way out of this room, as Dr. Washburn is kind of trying to wipe these things out of her eyes so she can see. You're like kind of stumbling and bouncing on things. Meanwhile, the shaking of the station is getting even worse. You also notice like where these 2 pods connect from where the elevator room was into this like kind of first lab and then into the second kind of computer room. You see the seam start to shoot down water, and as it shoots down, like this stream comes in, it hits, we'll say, like Dr. Pimsley, and you just feel this sudden heat as it feels scalding and boiling the water itself. What do you all want to do? You're in a room. The one person who would know where this damn escape vessel is currently wiping brain matter out of her eyes. So I'm going to ask Pimsley or Dragon, what do you want to do to try to find your way out of here?
Are there like, there's a lot of times for like escape vessels or anything emergency, there's going to be like wall notation trying to like point you to stuff. Is there anything like that we can find that's trying to direct us?
Give me everything's this room looks to have been like torn asunder. But as you look around really quickly, as these streams of water are trying to come down and burn you, give me a test. Give me like a science test as you look around and try to find any semblance of which way to go, where things are, etc.
Okay. I'm gonna pop a focus drug, use some medications.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that was my best roll yet. So 5.
Yay.
I didn't even need an item. It was a waste. 5, 6, 6, 6.
Wow.
Okay. So that's 4. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and two to pass. So 2 hits pass, and you have 2 extras, so you can reduce the threshold by 3. Okay. You notice instructions, and you realize that one of like you can see one of these big like whiteboards, all these equations, has been kind of pressed against one of the walls, and as you throw it to the side, you see that there is like this like emergency escape panel, and you can see there's instructions for kind of pulling this arm down. It's going to open it up, and it's kind of, you see the instructions for it. So like as you go up and you pull it down, you see the doors open up, but as that does so, the finale will go ahead and retaliate. Okay, this is going to be a kill attack. This is going to target the most recent PC, and this is going to require your science. As you're standing there, you pull the lever of this thing. The door opens up, and as you look in, you see the interior of this escape vessel, but you also see through to what looks like it's one of its viewing ports, and you see this bright red light that just comes right through the glass, and it's like bathing your face in whatever kind of light this is. It's as if the very Titan itself has focused on you for a moment, as opposed to sort of spreading its influence in all directions. You feel your mind begin to melt away. Try to keep your wits about you.
Dr. Washburn would like to help.
This is leverage my my Ava suit and just drop the the shades,
Drop
like
the visor.
La 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 la.
And I'm
Washburn,
helping
you
you
said
as
you're
well.
helping?
Yes. I
Okay,
am.
so go ahead and take an extra
You're
die.
helping. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe you're shouting out like, "Don't look at it, look away,
Yep.
focus," something
Yep.
like that. Something that you've learned in terms of how to keep your wits about you in moments like this.
Okay, so my bonus for my suit was out of 4. So dropping that to a 3. So I got a +4. I rolled a 1, a 3, a 4, and a 6. So it's 2 hits off the bat for being assisted. And I can take one of the 1s, bump that to a 4. So 3 hits and 1 fumble. And I'll cancel that out and just have the 2 that I need.
Sounds great. So you throw the visor down, but the visor isn't helping as much. But then you hear the shouts of your new friend, like to focus, to not look directly at it, to think of strong memories. And as you do that, you kind of fight off whatever this influence is, and you're able to keep your wits until finally that light fades a little bit, and you push into the submersible. You kind of push away some of these various crates that are on the side. You see that there is kind of a piloting chair in front, and you can see that there's spaces for people to strap in on the sides as well. Who would like to go next? As again, you feel all of the cavitations throughout, like kind of shaking, and then this voice comes to the comms once more, this automated voice that says the Western pods have been fully detached, elevator compromised. And you realize as you look back, Dragon, maybe you're the last one coming, that there is like a wave of water flooding through the center of this second level. You're able to like quickly close the door on these labs, but you know it's just moments before it rushes in. What do you guys want to do?
I think Dragon wants to hop in and try and stay as cool and calm as possible. Get this thing booted up, ready to go, and detached and launch quickly.
And I would say your piloting expertise would be absolutely applicable in this situation.
Yay! So maybe
Nice.
go more with like a culture thing, because it's more about just staying methodical and staying calm despite all the nonsense going on.
Yeah, especially because as you sit down and you look out, you notice through the viewing port up front that the very thing that you had seen through the observational dome, it looks different. First of all, there's all sorts of like boiling water bubbles going everywhere. You see red everywhere. You see like these different like pods, those fungal, those sort of fungal growths are starting to kind of pulse, and you're actually seeing movement in this creature. And every time it moves, it seems to be timed perfectly with one of the shakes on the station itself, as if this massive Titan creature is actually starting to animate and is moving and trying to sort of get itself loose from wherever it is. So yeah, I think keeping her cool in the face of this is fair. Okay. I like this. I'm not going to worry about that 3. 2 5s and a 6. So that'll be 3 plus 1 for piloting. 4. Okay. This thing's okay. So four total.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna do. All right. So that's.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
Okay. So you get in. Everyone turns around. Fasten up seatbelts. You quickly take stock of the controls. A little different, but you're a fast learner. And then you feel yourselves detach and start floating in the water freely. Anyone back in the rear of this submersible, if you look out one of those other viewing points, you start to see different pods just collapsing. You see these big bubbles coming up from all of the various bulkheads are starting to collapse. The entire dome itself has completely fractured away, and you start piloting up. But every time you try to move, Dragon, you can tell that there's these currents that are just thrusting through the water. You see all sorts of warning emergency displays on your panels with the temperature is too big. The temperature, like it's dangerously high, and that it's like beyond norms for the engines that you're trying to pilot with. And I'm going to retaliate, obviously.
The good news is we have a 30% chance of survival.
Okay.
That's
this
great.
is a kill attack.
30% seems mighty low.
This is going to be on the most recent PC.
Okay.
This is going to be a muscle test.
Okay.
And I think maybe it's one of those cases where like you get caught in this kind of undertow current and you feel the entire submersible beginning to sink, and the controls are just impossible to move. And that's when you realize the submersible has kind of gotten caught up in one of those kind of fibers that has broken free and allowed the creature to come up from it. And you're kind of getting tangled and caught up in this. Give me a muscle test.
I'll assist.
Ooh. All right.
Okay. How so? How are you assisting?
I'm also like fighting and grabbing on the controls as well, and like
reaching over top,
physically help muscle it.
Yeah, right. Fair
It's
enough.
like 2 people on a joystick.
Yeah.
That always works well.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So as long as it's not a PlayStation controller in here.
Okay. God bless your assist. Because I have 3 4s.
Oh my gosh.
So I have a 2, 3 4s, and a 6.
4 hits total?
4 hits?
4 hits total, but I'll take one of those hits to knock out the fumble. Oh no, because the 2's not a fumble. Because I have 1 in brawn. Never mind.
Hey.
We are back
So
to 3 hits. Okay. So you managed to pull it free, and suddenly your submersible is once more kind of pointed in a sort of upward trajectory, and you start to pull free. You're still hearing all of these different emergency symbols, and all of you inside are feeling the temperature just explode. You feel like you're being cooked alive. Even you, Dragon, I know that you're a crone, but you're still feeling it. Your systems are starting to kind of give you this feedback to suggest that it's starting to exceed even those parameters, that more sort of coolant is needed. You're getting these like flashes as you all are beginning to move upward. You look out the window and you can see more of the station has started to collapse, and you also see the Titan is starting to lift up to the surface, almost like it's paralleling your movements. Whether it's attacking you or whether this is just happening because it's moving, it's hard to tell precisely. If it really wanted to, it could easily just crush you if it wanted, but it doesn't seem like it's trying to. This kind of floating fungal mass is reaching up to the surface itself. Who hasn't gone yet? I think the new Dr. Washburn,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So what do you want to do as you look back and see the home that you've been living in for the past year plus, and all of the people that you've been working with is collapsing and soon going to be going down to the bottom of this frozen sea that is now boiling? What do you want to do?
So I would imagine that she is going to use her science, because I would like to imagine that there's something that she can do that's sort of like giving the engines a boost, essentially, is kind of what she's trying to do. Is just kind of like, what's the phrase? Like, redistribute power away from, something into, kind of like engines.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You're redistributing power from like, I don't know, life support. Probably not a good idea. But you're moving it over, or you're just maybe the engines are shutting down because they're going beyond tolerances. Maybe you're like hacking into them in some way to get them to ignore those tolerances so that you can push the engines further. You're giving it all she's got, kind of deal. You can use science, makes sense. It's totally fine. But your biology is not going to apply here.
Nope. Okay. Nope. Wasn't even going to. So it's a straight for science.
Can I maybe assist, since I have some knowledge of engine on various different vessels to drive?
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, you can assist if you like. That's fine. Yeah. So now the three of you are kind of huddled about like the control panel up front. How did you do there, Washburn? I see you shaking your head.
So I have one fumble and one hit.
One fumble and one hit is unfortunately not enough to succeed, but you can cancel that out. Okay. And so that just means that you fail. And
I failed.
The engines begin to sputter out, and you feel yourselves, even though you had an upward trajectory, you feel you're no longer sort of ascending at the rate as like maybe one of the engines, the turbines, kind of sputters out completely, and now you're moving at like this slow crawl. Which means the Titan is now ahead of you, and you're getting caught up in its wake. And here we go.
I'm a biologist. I do not know about these vehicles. Damn it.
I've rolled a 6 on its attacks every single time, which is a kill attack. So it's another kill attack.
Oh my god!
On a recent PC, it's coming at you. Recent PC, and it's going to be muscle. So maybe what we'll say is like, as you're up here, the two of them are struggling to move, and maybe Dragon's kind of shouting instructions, and you've opened up a panel on the side, and as you do so, maybe like there's some sort of feedback, and like you take this horrible shudder, and the submarine just kind of gets thrown, and you guys are tumbling now, and so you have to kind of keep yourself contorted.
I will assist.
Oh,
so you try to reach out and grab her and help steady her. Yeah. Opening yourself up to a small bang of the head and maybe a little bruise for later.
Yeah.
All right. And you said muscle, right?
Yeah.
So that is 1 fumble and 3 hits.
Sweet.
1 fumble and 3 hits.
Yep. So
do you want to cancel out that fumble so you don't take a to wound?
You know what?
2 hits.
I'll take it.
Okay. What do you think the wound is?
I would say that maybe like the assist is almost too, like, because he I basically like he's trying to like help me kind of stabilize, but in doing so, like he like just like kind of grabs too hard, and so I just have like a yeah.
Bang your head against my suit and bite your tongue.
Oh, no. We'll just talk like this to each other. Okay, so the submersible tumbles and tumbles, and you're struggling to get control of it. You feel yourself actually being pulled in the wake of the Titan, and you get kind of caught up in this, and maybe bits of its fiber kind of grab you. You're doing everything you can to keep it directed in the correct trajectory. And as you continue to ascend in this way, struggling left and right, constantly trying to fight control of this thing, you reach what is supposed to be the ice sheath. And you realize there is no ice sheath. You look up, you see no signs of it. It's completely and utterly melted away. And you see the Titan has begun to emerge, and it has, as you're peeking through these small little portholes, you see it's just kind of emerged up from the water and kind of climbed out onto the sections of surface that aren't ice, like the sections that are kind of more rock or mountain or ridgeline. But as you guys are floating up the ice or up the water, you realize there's no ice here, but you're able to detach yourselves from the wake of this thing and kind of shift off to the side, kind of in the direction where you had put your ship, and you separate yourself. You guys have overcome the threshold. Like you are not, you're no longer caught up in it, but you watch as you're floating towards the surface, and maybe you even reach the surface and like pop open a porthole. You watch as this massive creature, size of a small mountain, it's like this strange bulbous mass, but you see all of those little fungal pods begin to just detach. Floof. 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 And they kind of get caught up in some of those fibers, almost like they're kind of like wrapping themselves in it. And you watch as the Titan just rears back and launches itself up into the sky, like this flying mountain. And you see these small fungal pods are like kind of connected to it by these long, thin tendrils. And you just watch it go higher and higher and higher into the sky until you can't see it any longer. You look around and you see that the ice sheath, there's this enormous lake now, where prior there was this flat ice. Fortunately, you guys are smart. You parked your ship somewhere on more stable ground than ice.
Right,
the hangar has probably suffered some damage, but similarly is not necessarily like in great condition. You can see maybe parts of it have detached and fallen off, but your ship is intact. This massive creature has disappeared. All but one of Nunsuaq Station's personnel has deceased. The entire station has collapsed upon itself. Do you guys just hop into your ship and chase after it? What do you want to do?
We cannot let that go anywhere else. It is our responsibility to take that out.
I do not believe we have the capability of doing so.
See where it goes, and then figure out what to do, I guess. I don't know what we'll do about it.
I believe chasing it would lead to our demise, which in turn would mean that nobody is aware of it coming. However, should we find ourselves exempt,
so we can at least make sure we know where it goes. Let's get to your ship.
So we see you all like race over to your ship, rush inside, Dragon, you hop down into the pilot's chair, you go through your launch procedures, and like time obviously passes, as getting off the moon isn't like an instant thing. But you get up eventually into orbit, you get into your sensors, you notice that there are various signals. And remember, this thing had something to do with electromagnetism, so you're able to kind of track it based upon that. And you see one large signal kind of going almost completely out of your range, which you presume is the Titan. But you see all like dozens and dozens and dozens of all these smaller signals that seem to have kind of scattered and are slowly drifting in all sorts of different directions out and away from the moon. Presumably those small little seed pods that had detached and kind of hitched a ride with it up into orbit. And you just watch and you track and you get all these different trajectories, all this different data as some ancient 100,000-year-old slumbering titan has awoken, has launched itself into space, and has scattered thousands, maybe, of these small seeds, versions of itself, to different corners and sections of the galaxy. And that is where we are going to go ahead and end our Nunsuaq Station adventure. You guys did it. Congratulations.
We did something.
We're alive.
We are alive. That is an accomplishment that we have met.
Definitely something that Winifred can't say.
Oh man, what a death!
It was
So
such
good.
a fun way to go.
You have so many fun deaths. There's that one. Do you remember when she like charged at the dude with the chainsaw and literally just got cut in half?
Yeah.
Was what you used to make s'mores or whatever? Was it your s'more stick?
Yeah, it was I think it was the s'more poker.
Yes.
So, oh, it's still one of my
He was
favorite
trying to be
bits.
heroic and like buy his time.
But she got a super good roll. Like she got him good with
She
the
did.
s'more
She gets
stick.
so overconfident.
Yes, and then it-
chopped. With the
and then it came
chainsaw.
That was
back.
our first. I think that was the first time we streamed the game. I'm pretty sure that was the
so,
first time we
yeah.
streamed. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was the love and the time of Viscera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's Nunsuaq Station. So congratulations,
Yay.
you guys have survived.
we.
Whether or not these creatures are going to do awful things to
Yep, they will.
the rest of the
They
galaxy,
will.
who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe,
great.
maybe not.
Yep.
Maybe we'll just go find somewhere else to sleep.
Lots of death and destruction happened as a direct result of our actions, but
Good job, guys.
Just wear
they will all
tinfoil.
be
You'll
redacted
be fine.
from the report, I'm sure.
Awesome. All right. Well, so that was Nunsuaq Station. So that is a scenario for Death in Space. But if you're wondering, oh, what were you doing? We weren't actually running it in Death in Space. We were using my game, We're in Danger. It's a game I've been developing for a little while now. It's up on itch if you're interested and want to give it a try yourself. We're trying out a new flavor of it with some sci-fi horror. It's a horror game. It's an action game, obviously. And you do all sorts of crazy things, and you take joy in the crazy deaths that you might have, as that's kind of just part of the fun. But that's it. That's it for Nunsuaq. Maybe we'll do a different one next week. I'm not sure if we'll do a mothership or whatever, but maybe we'll try a different one next week, and kind of keep playing around with it. Let's do a couple quick closing plugs. So Joe, he's over on Defenders of Cobalt. So I know they stream on Wednesdays and Fridays, I believe.
Yep.
So you can see them streaming then. And as for us, we'll be back tomorrow night with some Wild Sea. Kipster's going to run that for us. I don't know if I have anything streaming later this week. I know we've got some offline stuff we're doing in preparation for our upcoming campaigns, but you might not see us streaming. But I think that's possibly it for us. We'll see. Maybe we'll stream it. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. For those of you who did, I'm going to throw us on the end screen and give us a raid. And we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.